Okay, guys, we are back, and it's actually, it's a relatively standard day. Nothing particularly groundbreaking is happening. The team is actually all out in New York at the moment, which I'm very jealous about. We've just opened an office there, so I think the engineering team and those that are kind of nearish New York have all kind of gone out there to I guess just work together, which, yeah, like I said, jealous of. We'll do it at some point. It's obviously a hell of a lot more expensive for me to get out there, so we've got to kind of pick our moments. But decent day today. We've got a few calls. So we've got a UI call that I'm about to hop on, and then I've got 3 or 4 sales conversations. I've spent the morning reaching out to people on LinkedIn, and that's actually gone really friggin' well. We've got like 4 or 5 meetings booked from just the outreach we've had this morning in general. So we love that. That's big. And so, yeah, we are going to dive into this UI call. I'm going to take you along on the calls I have today. And yeah, this is about as real as working at a startup day-to-day kind of activities can get. So let's dive into it. We're jumping on our UI call. I kind of want... See, when I'm doing a lot of work at my computer, I often wear like my blue light glasses, but the issue with it is it then just reflects like the entire screen. Like, you can't really see my eyes because I can just see myself at the screen. We're not going to wear them. We're not going to wear them. We're just going to get blind. That's the approach. Gotta stay. Health is wealth, guys. Health is wealth. Get on the multivitamins.
The content will be there. It will be sending that to us, saying that this is the content which was sent from this user, this one, and all those things.
Okay, cool, Matt.
I'm just questioning whether we're overcomplicating it a little bit for that MVP, in the sense that my thought was that by clicking share feedback, like we'd literally like have the link of like mail to with the email address, which just pulls up their default email, so with the address pre-populated. Like, do we need to be more complex than that?
Vera said it's not a big deal. So point is, Encore, we just need a slight design following Vera's point, which is that it will be a pop-up that is sent directly to it. And that bottom line being, Vera says it's not a big deal, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, okay. Matt, you look upset about stuff. So why don't you say your piece?
One thing that I want to talk about, which nothing to do with what's been said, but the 3 tiles down the bottom Encore, I think what we were speaking about in terms of moving the meetings booked up.
Part of this step. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that, yeah.
Cool. So that's good. I think then just kind of, and it sounds like there's a lot of very strong opinions going around. I personally think in terms of scrolling, they're going to have to scroll. Advisors are going to have to scroll viewing this. And so I wouldn't be concerned about trying to cram everything into a one laptop sized screen, because I don't think that's going to work. That's my feedback. In terms of the narrowness, I do think that is something we should be thinking about. I think scrolling vertically, they're going to have to scroll vertically anyway. Horizontally, like if they have a different sized browser for whatever reason, I'm not a big fan of kind of being like, well, like let's say they have a small laptop and it's slightly smaller than the design that we build this for, and it's like, okay, well, you can't see it then because your window isn't this big. And so that's my concern.
Play with it, but we need to actually see it live, because the blueprints here might look different than the actual structure.
I agree completely. I'm just it's V1. It's V1. It's V1. It's fine.
All right.
This is one of those interesting situations because I have my opinions on stuff, but I also know that I don't know best. Like that's one of those things where it's like I don't have the final say, and so I can kind of raise an opinion, but thing about working at a startup where you're not the decision maker, like you have to get on board with stuff that maybe you would do differently, and it's like you've got to just get on board because that's the way it's going. I think it's one of those. That's just not the way I would go about it personally, but hey, that is how it goes. Okay guys, so I am in the middle of editing this video, and I think it's actually worth like mentioning a little bit about this because I think this is a really good example of why it's maybe share opinions, but like also I think know when you don't have the expertise in something. So I mean, in this clip that you just saw, there were really two main aspects that I disagreed with. So one was I thought we were overcomplicating a feature where realistically in my head it's like, right, we'll just let them email us feedback on something. Like the feature is about sharing feedback, and I was like, okay, we'll just let them email us. So just have a button which opens up their email with the email address they need to go to pre-populated. Maybe we can like pre-populate the subject and then just let them email us instead of kind of designing a form to fill out, which will then kind of get them to fill out the different things. Having watched it back and kind of, I guess, with a bit of time past, I get it. Like, I kind of get it. Probably makes sense to have a structured thing in place there for, like, it allows us to know which consumer they're emailing about. We can kind of, all of that sort of stuff, it's more scalable long term for if we want to bring features, additional features and build on that. I think it's important to raise feedback and like, if you have a thought in the moment, share it, but also, especially for young professionals, like, I mean, like myself, you do have to sometimes accept that other people may know better than you. And I think in that situation, like with that point that I disagreed with, looking back, I get it. The other approach, I still don't really agree with. That's not how I would go about it if I was the one calling the shots, but that's fine. Like, it's fine for me to have opinions that differ with what we actually do, but it is, you've just got to get on. You've got to get on with it. And who knows, maybe like with the first one, I'll look back at this in a week's time and think, yeah, do you know what? Actually, you guys were right. Maybe I won't. And, you know, maybe I'm just freaking genius at everything. I'll let you guys decide what's more likely. Yes, raise your opinions, but also know when you don't know best. And I think that's probably a good example. But yeah, back into the video. About to hop on a sales call. I've whacked an overshirt on just because I kind of feel like it looks slightly more like professional. It looks kind of more like work from home, but actually working, as opposed to just a t-shirt. So we've gone with the overshirt. But yeah, this guy reached out to us and booked this demo call effectively. So let's chat and see whether it's a good fit.
In the UK, are you, Matt?
Well, how well do you know the UK?
Geographically, terribly, but I'm a huge Arsenal fan, so...
Let's go. Let's go. I spoke with a Spurs fan a couple of weeks ago, and I did make a note on their like application. Look, if they don't make it, not the end of the world. It's
They're okay. I'll tell you, some of them are neighbor. We love them. He's a Spurs fan, but they've got a 2-year-old. They're a great family, but there are nice Spurs fans.
I don't know. I don't know.
Awesome. All right, Matt. You have a good one, and I will talk to you here in a week or so.
Beautiful. All right. Cheers. Speak soon. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
We love an Arsenal fan. This is what I mean. Arsenal fans, they just know. They just know when it's good. They know a good thing. We love it. Okay. Right. we are hopping on a recorded call with a couple of guys that I reached out to a couple of weeks ago. I've had conversations with both of them, like 2 business partners, and they seem like great fit. Like they genuinely seem like a great fit for the platform. So we'll go through this call. I'm hoping we'll be able to kind of move forwards. But we'll see. We'll see if they've got questions, and we'll get it submitted off to the selection committee.
What structure works the best for you?
Nice. Okay, it sounds beautiful. And then let's say they then move forward, become a client. What does that look like? So if we maybe say like their first year on the platform or I guess as a client, in terms of like frequency of communication, like methods of communication, let's say a question I actually got asked by a prospect coming through the platform earlier this week was, I often have like just thought processes and like I'll go into like a rabbit hole at night or something and think, is that a good idea? Like, could I upgrade my house at the moment? Like, and one of their questions to me was, they would love to be able to shoot an email or a text to an advisor and be able to kind of set up a conversation, either have the conversation there or either find time, whatever it might be, as opposed to necessarily firmly waiting until their next review period, whatever it might be. So that is just something that, I guess, how do you guys go about communication and stuff? What needs to happen is we'll get the green light on our end. I believe actually the committee may be meeting either tonight or tomorrow. So I'm hoping we should be able to get this kind of turned around by the end of the week for you, and get that green light or no for whatever reason, and I can share that with you. But then it will be a case of we'll get contracts, payments out to you, and I'll look to get you onboarded. Usually I try and do sort of a week or so before the start date officially starts.
Okay. We'll wait to hear from you.
Beautiful. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your day. Hope your kids aren't feeling too rough, and yeah, we'll speak soon.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
Beautiful. All right,
Okay.
cheers. Bye.
Bye.
They'll be a great fit for the platform. They'll be a really good fit. Bosh, I'm glad that went well, because they'll be a really good fit. Boom. We love that. Right. I now need to shoot some emails off. I need to send the deck to the advisor I spoke with earlier today, which you may or may not have seen, to be fair. I'm not actually sure. I need to book some meetings in with people on LinkedIn that have shot me a message. Because looking at this, we love it. I don't know, but look at that. Boom. Oh, yeah, let's meet. We love it. That's not good in the video, but we love it.